Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, the Delivery Whiz. We're here in Las Vegas, Nevada. You heard it right, Las Vegas, Nevada, on the Strip, Las Vegas Boulevard. This week is episode 2 of No Tip on the Strip. You heard it, no tip on the Strip. It's Saturday night, about 9:45 local time. We're here at the famous Las Vegas Showgirl sign on the north side of town. It is the polar opposite of what we were last week. We were on the south side of town at the famous Welcome to Las Vegas sign, but this week we decided to come to the other side and see if we can get some better results, and we hope that's the case, so we're gonna give it our best. And then right behind us, we're standing basically at the base, at the strap, looking way up there. Whoa, getting dizzy standing down here. Up there are rides. Anybody who's been here before, you know what's going on up there. The restaurant goes around in a small circle, or it goes slowly around in a circle. There's rides up there, you can bungee jump, all that nonsense. Then if you look down the strip here, it's pretty cool. It says welcome to Las Vegas there, and that little arch little thing there. No, it's not the St. Louis arch, unfortunately, but it's something. Makes you feel warm and fuzzy, at least me, when you get out here. We're going to try this for 2 hours tonight, and we're going to see if we can actually make some money on the Strip. Personally, I don't believe it's possible. There's just too much involved. There's not enough tips. There's no place to park. There's no clear instructions on some of the platforms, although UberEats is a platform that does give you some decent instructions from what we saw last week on how to get to some of these places and get the food, and then you can deliver it. So let's get started. All right, let's get started. It is 9:56. We're going to turn on UberEats and see what happens. The trip radar. Oh, I guess it's been on longer than I thought. And I hadn't got any pings. That's funny. I turned this on 10 minutes ago, and on the Las Vegas Strip in 10 minutes, not one ping. That's not good for a Saturday night. $6. I'll screenshot this puppy. 11 miles. It's asking me to pick up the food right down the street here on the boulevard and then take it all the way over into my neighborhood. I'm trying to work the Strip here. So that's what I want to talk a little bit about. So far, in multiple trips to try to work the Strip, and you hear the Las Vegas Strip in your mind, or you think it in your mind, and you're like, it has to be a moneymaker. Tourists want food. They don't want to pay full price of what it costs to eat at the Strip places right now. So they're going to order something, and then you can bring it to them, and they're going to be grateful and probably tip. If you've watched any of the preceding episodes or any other things that I've done near or around the Strip, you'll see that that is just not the case. And that is why it is my belief, in my opinion, that you cannot make a decent living on a side hustle trying to hustle food and deliver it on the Las Vegas Strip. And you see me doing this with my hand because I'm on the Strip, basically. It's over here about 10 yards. So it's north and south. So I'm going like this because that's the way you drive up and down the Strip. So I apologize for that. But all right, here we go. $4. 2 miles. Creamy ice cream. I have no idea where that's at. Going. We are going to reject that. There is definitely no tip on that, and if there is, it's a small one. You got to go up the street a little bit for ice cream, then back down south. No. So I was saying that I just don't believe that you can side hustle deliver food here on the Strip per se. I believe after some trial and error, I'll be able to find out that you can sit out west or in Chinatown, which is west anyway, but it's a little bit further south, a little bit south, not further south, a little bit south and west versus directly west, or maybe on the east side, not way off the Strip, but off the Strip enough. All right, here we go. Here's another doozy. $2.83 for 3.4 miles, picking up the food someplace over here off the Strip or on the Strip, and then taking it off the Strip over there. There's definitely no tip there. I'm sorry, we're not going to take that. Go get your own food. Anyways, let's reject that. 2 pings, two horrible offers. You heard that. It's Trip Radar, 2.5 miles, Thai Street Cafe to somewhere in the Boulevard, 549. I mean, I'll screenshot that too. I'm going to put these up where you can see them. I'm probably not going to point because you already know the drill, where they're going to be at. I'm just going to post them so you can see. And you're like, Eric, why are you doing this then? I'm doing this to help educate people and myself and have some fun with this and show where you can and can't go in Vegas and what you should and should not take. And the ones that I did not take, you should not take, so just don't do them or do them or do it. $12, 2 deliveries, 2 spoons. Again, it's taking me back into my neighborhood. This is a little bit better. $12 for 13.7 miles. Again, we're not taking it because I am really trying to stay here on the Vegas Strip. That is the big problem with UberEats. They'll start you here, but then they funnel you away. And then you got to work from wherever you are and then sit and take whatever after that. So that is the other thing that I want to point out is that so far on DoorDash, I have not made any money and not got very many pings sitting on the strip. And on UberEats, as you saw last week in episode 1, I took 2 orders and both orders picked up food on the strip and then took me off the strip, which I'm not trying to do. So I'm trying to see, that's why I'm creating this video, is also to see, can you really stay on the strip and work? Or are you going to just sit here, take an offer, and then take it someplace way off the strip? And when I say way off the strip, I mean off the strip. So I have to get in the habit of not saying way. Take it off the strip and then work from that spot. And that is what I'm trying to decipher too, is that how it's going to be? So there's your answer in the long. I'm trying to figure out how to work UberEats and DoorDash and mainly funnel myself in the strip. I've said it before and I'm going to continue to say it. I don't think it's really possible. You'll see in these videos, I am not editing anything out so you can see firsthand how it is and I can share with you. So we can together make an informed opinion on will we continue to try this. I'm going to do it for the fun of it. The episodes are going to get more interesting. Sooner or later, and probably more sooner than later, I'll get out on foot and walk the strip and see if I can do it on foot or, and I've said this before, perhaps a bicycle or one of those electric scooters, just for fun and content, and see if we can make a few dollars and maybe learn. Maybe that's the way to go. I got to ditch the car and get on foot. I don't know. And if you're an experienced delivery driver or gig app worker here in Las Vegas, please leave me some comments below if you know better than I do. And I'm sure you do, so help a guy out. Let me know. And then I can take your advice, apply it, and create new videos. I will do that anyway, but I also look for input from the viewing audience to help. So please leave a comment if you're an experienced driver here in Vegas and know, can you stay on the strip or do you have to sit off the strip, which I'm thinking, and get orders to bring from restaurants off the strip to customers on the strip. And I'm going to say too, there's a lot of variables of delivering on the strip that aren't given. Parking is a problem. Picking up food is a problem. Dropping off food is a huge problem. A lot of clients or customers, expect you or would like you to bring it to their room. A, they don't tip enough for me to bring it up to their room, usually. B, they don't let you past a certain point in the casinos. You have to have a room card to get onto the elevators in most places, if not all these days, to get there. So then you have to spend time on the phone texting and asking them to meet you at the valet or at the hotel lobby or anything like that. And it usually just is not worth your time. Unless you're someone who feels like your time is worth very little. Me, I think my time is worth a lot. Do I expect $100 an hour? No. But I do expect if I pick up your food 5 miles away, bring it to a casino on the Strip, when there is construction for the Formula One race coming in November. And if you watched last week's video, you saw on Harmon and Las Vegas Boulevard, it is all shredded. Down the one lane, it's terrible. And that's not the only street. It's terrible all over the city right now, especially around the Boulevard and the Strip. The Strip and the Boulevard are the same thing, I'm sorry. Especially on the Strip where they're prepping for this race in November. It's not pleasant. So I do expect a decent wage. So if it's 5 miles away and I bring it to, say, like Bellagio, and it takes me over an hour, I expect probably $30 in pay from either UberEats and DoorDash, or a combination of that and a decent tip from the customer. The problem is, I feel like tipping is a dying art in this country. The new generation doesn't think that they have to, and maybe some of the older generation feel like it's not something that should be in our society. And I understand that, but we need to then adjust the wages for the people delivering or servicing, waitresses, waiters, any bartenders, anybody working for tips right now, adjust their wage to compensate for the lack that they actually do get paid, because they don't get paid very much per hour. They get paid a little bit and work for tips. And you're going to say, well, that sounds okay, we'll raise their wage. No, it has to be raised to a level of what might match the tips that they average per week. So let's say they average $400 a week in tips and they only get paid $100. You have to make up the $300. Guess who is going to pay that difference? It is going to be passed from the business to the customer. You are still going to end up paying a higher price for food and drink. No, you don't have to tip anymore, but you are now spending that same money and maybe more for eating and drinking at an establishment. So, yes, Australia doesn't have it. Yes, the UK doesn't have tipping, but we have it here, and it is something you should respect. I cannot believe that the amount of times I get stiffed on DoorDash or Uber Eats delivering food, that you go into a restaurant and do not tip your server, because that is shameful and that's not right. That waitress, and I have yet to not tip a waitress in ever, really. Maybe there's one time in my life, in over 5 decades on this planet, I always felt the level of service was at worth 15% gratuity. The better the service, the better the gratuity. But they check on you relentlessly. They try to take care of you. You cannot argue against that, and you should do the right thing and take care of them. Anyways, back to DoorDash and Uber Eats. If that were the case, I would not be rejecting the 4 offers in a row you saw me reject, and now my phone is silent. 10 minutes has gone by and I've been yapping, blah, 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 about all this nonsense. You're probably like, Wiz, shut the bleep up, and I don't blame you, because I would like to shut up and make a delivery, but all that stuff I showed you was no tip stuff and mileage off the Strip. I am trying to stay here. Eventually I will take one, just to take one for the video, but it's going to have to be $10+. That last one, if that were anywhere from $12 to $15 going back into my neighborhood, I'd take it, show you the result, say thank you for watching this video, I'm going to call it a night, it's not going very well, and I would have taken it. But for $5.80 or whatever nonsense it was, I don't even remember now, there's so many, no. And I implore you as a driver, if you're watching this, do not take those. I know you're out there trying to work and make money. You're not going to do well if you take these low-paying, trash-ass orders. The only one that comes out on top is Uber and DoorDash and these other gig apps that deliver. I know I'm late to the game. It's 2023. There's been plenty of guys before me that have done videos like this, and you've probably seen them. Maybe I'm the broken record, but I'm here now, and now I'm saying my piece. And unfortunately, it's on this episode of No Tip on the Strip. And you can see, I'm not getting a tip for going off the strip, on the strip. Here, we got Trip Radar. $4, $4, each for 3 miles. I mean, that's the best you can do in a city like this on Saturday night. Thai Paradise Restaurant, $8.34, 5 miles. It's off the strip, down south. I'm going to take a pass. 15 minutes we've been here. 15 minutes. What do we get? 6, 7 pings. And not one offer over $10. Not one offer over $10. This is probably what they call the summer slow period. I've heard it mentioned before in other content creators' videos. I'm starting to believe it's true. The funny thing is last night I got on DoorDash around midnight. They had $2.50 peak pay just after midnight, and I'm going to post a screenshot. Yes, it had peak pay for plus $2.50, a mile and a half at the most, and I made $15 in 18 minutes. Did I get anything after that? No, I drove home empty-handed, and it was okay. Midnight, off the strip. Yes, it was an extra $5 for peak pay, so yeah, you take that off. So yes, $10 for those 2 deliveries I would still take, because I was right there. It was a half a mile to the pizza place from where I was at. Then a mile max after that. For 2 deliveries, it's a no-brainer. Here we go. Trip Radar, $4.05 for 3.5 miles. I'm not even going to screenshot that nonsense. And here we have our next ping, $3.03 for 3 miles. $1 a mile. You know, I almost felt like taking it, but I didn't. And if you would like to take those, please do. But for me, I'm not doing it. So I'm going to go with the not Nike slogan, just don't do it. $6, 11 miles from here to in my neighborhood, Chubba House. No, I'm sorry, Boba House. Just ridiculous. So if that were $10, I'd take that because it's taking me right by my house. And you're gonna probably say, aren't you stressing a little bit too much on tips? No, I'm not. This is a working for tips industry, and to not tip or tip appropriately is wrong. So this one isn't too bad. $6.37, 3.5 miles, Roku Ramen. I'm just not sure where it's going. It's going off the strip, but I'm gonna pass on it. That one wasn't too bad. I probably should have taken it, but at this point, I'm a little flustered. That on, yes, I'm going to say it again, on Saturday night at 10:20 p.m., there has not been one offer over $10. All right, after a half hour rejecting, I put the car in drive and was about to head home, hit Sahara and Las Vegas Boulevard, and got an order from Lucky's. Was right there, about 0.2 of a mile away, going 1 to 2 miles for $8 and some change. I did not have time to screenshot it because I was driving, and you're not supposed to do crazy stuff like that while driving because you could hurt yourself and others. So please don't look at your phones and stuff while driving. Otherwise, get yourself one of those cradles, put it in there. It'll help a lot. I have one in my SUV. I should really put it in this car, and I haven't, but I am really considering it now after that. Anyways, you'll see the total when I'm finished. We're here at Lucky's. We're going to grab this, deliver it, and then we'll wrap up for the night of this episode of No Tip on the Strip. And we delivered that. It was 8:45, 2.5 miles off the strip. Now it's got me halfway between home and the strip. I'm gonna head towards home. Let's see if we can get anything else. I understand it won't be a strip delivery, but as you saw, we were not really getting any decent offers. And again, I'm gonna say, I don't think that you can sit on the strip and deliver. From what I can tell so far in my experiment, that you will pick up food to take off the strip. If you want to service the strip, and next edition, or excuse me, the next episode of No Tip on the Strip, I'm going to park in Chinatown and see if we can pick up some food there and actually take to the strip. So far, sitting on the strip hasn't matriculated into very much earnings or very many decent orders. As you saw tonight, we had 8-9 pings in 20-25 minutes, and each one of them was just bad. We're just going to leave it as bad, maybe trash, maybe garbage, all the above. So let's see if we can get something else for this video off the strip. Hey everybody, welcome back. I drove home. Why am I excited? Because, I don't know. There's no reason to be excited. We did this episode of No Tip on the Strip. We got lots of pings, no decent offers. We took one, $8.50 for an hour. And on the way home, we did not get one single ping. 8-mile drive through the city of Las Vegas on a Saturday night. I'm starting to believe that there might be an oversaturation of drivers. It's hard to say, but when I went for this last delivery at one of these places that Uber operates or DoorDash operates, I'm not sure who operates it actually, but you go in and you press the pad and you hold your phone up to it, it finds your order, opens up a little locker, you reach in and grab it. That place had at least 20 drivers come in and out in the 5-6 minutes that I was there. So I believe that there is just a lot of drivers right now in the economy, and that means a lot of competition. So maybe that means we can't be so picky. Maybe we should take some stuff that we're not ready to take. That is a decision only you can make for yourself. I know what I'm going to do for myself and my life and my family and everything, but please, the stuff that you see me say, do, or whatever, it's for me, not for you. So keep that in mind. I probably will continue to reject these trash orders because my time is worth more than that. I'll find something else to do. We'll be back next week, Saturday, for episode 3. Until then, you know what to do. Take care of yourselves and each other. And please, on the garbage orders, just don't do it.